Hi guys, this is the advisor and welcome back to my channel. Have you ever wondered why is it that there are certain gangs in Jamaica, certain criminal syndicates that have managed to operate like a normal registered business enterprise out in the open, its activities are known, and it gets by and earn millions and millions of dollars and continues operating unrestricted for years and years and years, and does so despite the numerous warrants that's out for some of its members and the lack of legal avenues to bank its money and other criminal proceeds. How do they do it? And they do it in the face of the law, and the law can do nothing. Or rather, should I say, has done nothing. How do they manage to thrive? Now, this is where I'm going to tell you. First of all, I must make it quite clear that if any government in any country on the face of this earth wanted to stop these killings of the magnitude that Jamaica has, it can be done. I repeat, I have absolutely no doubt, I can 100% right now say it can be done. All one needs is the right approach, the right attitude, and the right mindset. Jamaican politicians don't have that. Neither the PNP nor the JLP ever had it. Now, I'm going to tell you guys how it can be stopped, definitively stopped. To do that, I'll begin by taking you back to downtown Kingston in the 90s and 2000s. Of course, there are many more examples, but I'll just use these two. Back in the days when Jim Brown used to run part of downtown Kingston, and well, it's not so much Jim Brown, but his son, Dudus. When he used to run down part of downtown and Zeke used to run the other part of downtown, nothing happens in those areas that Zeke and Dudus don't know. For example, if a man pick a pocket, break a shop, grab a phone, grab a chain from anybody walking in the downtown area, Dudus know, Zeke's know. All one has to do is to contact one of these two men and say, listen, my chain was grabbed, or this I was violated in this way or that way, and what you think happened? Either of these two men can simply send out the word, take that chain back or take that wallet back and make sure nothing is missing. Whether they ask for the chain to be handed back or the wallet as the case may be, or for everything inside the store to be taken back into the store, the fact is that they actually knew what happened on their territory. Now, this was one of the greatest tool or aspect of these men's power. It was the power of knowledge. Because you see, knowledge is power. I keep saying it all the while on this channel, that knowledge is power. But very few people can really appreciate how profound such a statement is. As long as you know the things that are relevant to your operations, you can then find the method, create and develop methods of fixing them and making them run smoothly. And these gang members seem to have gotten it down to a proper system. So if the bad people can make such use of these intelligence gathering skills, why is it that the law enforcers and the people who are responsible for enforcing our laws not able to do it? Just as how these laws, just as how these intelligence gathering can make the gunmen so successful, couldn't it also make the police successful? The answer is a resounding yes. So why are they not doing it? As one of my most admired bloggers say, is either them can't do it or them don't want to do it. Personally, I think it's a little bit of both. Well, let me tell you guys how Klansmen run them thing and what the government could learn from these gangsters. Because sometimes, you have to look at your opponent and you look at how your opponent, the activities and methods that your opponent used to succeed, and copy them and let them work for you too. And here is what the bad men do. How you think them get information? Those strong men in Kingston and the strong men in Spanish Town, like in the Klansman gang and the One Other gang, first thing they do is make sure that they have a network of spies. For example, if you go downtown on some of those major streets like Princess Street, Barry Street, Parade, West Queen Street, Bedford Street, and so on, both of these strongmen have their lookouts at these places. When I say lookouts, they pay vendors all along the streets all over downtown Kingston. They pay vendors to watch for them and transmit information to them in real time. Remember, these vendors are down there every day. They know every pickpocket, they know every con man, they know everything that goes on the streets and who does what at all times. And they are paid to pass on information back to the leaders of the gangs. Now, if knowledge is power and they can be gaining so much knowledge off the streets in real time, then that would make them extremely powerful. And that is what sets these gangsters apart and make them more powerful than the government, make them more powerful than law enforcement. Now, if our national security minister was smart, he would copy these same techniques and use it in law enforcement. Based on what I have heard, in the Spanish Town bus park, at least one in every 5 vendor in and around the bus park there in Spanish Town is being paid to relay information back to either the One Other or the Klansman gang. They know when police are in the park, when gunmen are in the park. They know they know everything. That is the reason why they can map out and come and take out whoever they want to take out in real time. And they not only have vendors, they have the people who wash cars, they have the people who they loader man, and men who simply just hang around the park specifically just gathering intelligence. They even have people out there watching the people who are collecting the extortion money from the taxis and buses. Now, if the government wanted to build strong and effective countermeasures against these gangs, what it had to do was to get its own network of spies. Because if the government has its own spies spying on the people who are spying on the public and on their rivals, the government would have an edge. But the government is not that smart. If you gather information off the street, you will have the means of developing strategic, operational, and tactical methods of handling the crime situation. Because, as I said, knowledge is power. I remember somebody putting me in touch with Robert Montague, who was then the Minister of National Security. And when I spoke to him and he said, send me your methods that you intend to use, that you suggest I use. And I sent it to him. I both sent him a soft copy as a PowerPoint presentation, And I sent him a hard copy as a Word document, delivered it to his office. I didn't put on a thumb drive like I had done with Dwight Nelson. And in the document I sent him, there were specifics as to how he can gather the information required to both stultify and emasculate these gangs, rendering them ineffective and then thereby preparing them for takedown. I don't know if Bobby Montague had read the document at all in either of its two formats, but what I know is that a few days later I call him and he blocked me. Yeah man, for whatever reason, he blocked me. About a week after that, the man went on the air. I was asking people, please, if you have any information, we need information. And if you guys have any information, please tell us. We need information so that we can solve crime. How pathetic. I tell you exactly how you can gather information without anybody having to beg, without you having to beg the information. And you can beg it and telling the nation that, listen, we need to do our work, but unless you give us information, we are unable to act. Did the head of any of those major gangs come out and beg information? No, they actually just got the information they need. They put in systems to gather the information that they need. Now, why is that so difficult for the government to do? It's either them can't do it or them don't want to do it. And as I said, I think it's a combination of being damn fool and that they have a total ambivalence toward the crime situation because it's not affecting them. You know what an effective national security minister would do? Get people already on the street and pay them to pass on information. Pay people in the communities to pass on information. And of course, there are people who's going to say right now that, listen, that can't happen, that cannot work. People now go pass information. Really? Speak for yourself. Tell everybody, say you not do it. Not everybody thinks like you. Just because you're coward and spineless don't mean that everybody is coward and spineless and not willing to help their country. That's just you. If the government had this kind of information and getting it in real time and they have a central location where all these data are being gathered and analyzed, they would know where to find every single bad man. They will know where to go and pick them up any hour of the day or have them more. They could have a list of every single bad man across the entire island. What it would take and what I had suggest to both Bobby Montague and Dwight Nelson was that they should go in the communities, or rather I should say recruit some people, pay them a policeman's salary, a basic policeman's salary every single month. And these people would then feed you information in real time. Every single shot that is fired in the communities, everybody will know. Or should I say, the government will know. And they'll know who fired it. Will know everybody who belongs to every single gang and can go pick up who they want whenever they want. And most importantly, the guns. The government can't keep going to find one gun here, one gun there, one gun over there, so one gun each and every place. You have a dozen. If every dozen gun come in, you find one. How you going to get ahead of the game? You never will. Because I think that for every 12 or maybe 20 guns enter Jamaica on the Jamaican soil, they find one or two. The only way to break the back of crime and criminality, and particularly murders in Jamaica, is to find the source that through which the guns enter the country. I've always told this, I've always said this, A lot of these guns come in not just at the ports. A lot of these guns are coming in at our ports. But people are being paid off at the ports to keep quiet. We need to place agents of the government masquerading as customs officers, masquerading as stevedores, masquerading as other kind of workers on the wharf to pass on information and give up who to give up. And we have to have these agents on the beaches because we know that a lot of these guns come in at lot of these guns coming in from Haiti come in through the fishing village. And we have these fishing villages right across the island. We need to recruit people on these beaches, and it can be done easily. Pay them a policeman's salary. What one of these spies can tell you in 1 hour, a dozen policemen will take 5 years to investigate that and find it out. Have these people patrol the Helsha Beach, Raytown Fishing Village, Greenwich Farm Fishing Villages. As a matter of fact, I say all of them. Because everybody knows the ships, the boats that are coming in with the guns, just that nobody not attack. You just have to go out there and get the information for yourself and use it to fight crime. Now, I would like to hear from my viewers and subscribers what you think about this, and if you think this is something can work, and if there's any other suggestions you have that we could pass on to the government, let me know, because I'll certainly be one to pass it on. I really do appreciate your visiting my channel. Like, share, leave a comment below, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.